You weigh less than a grain of rice. You have no fangs, no stinger, no venom glands. And the 2,000-pound giraffe standing 40 feet above you right now has about 5 days left to live. Not because of a lion, not because of a drought, because of you. You don't know that. You don't know what a giraffe is. You don't know that something in your blood, a molecule so small it takes 25 trillionths of a gram to kill a mouse, will enter that animal's bloodstream on the tip of an arrow and cause 3 out of every 4 red blood cells in its body to detonate from the inside out, one after another, until there is nothing left to carry oxygen. You are buried 3 feet underground, sealed in a ball of sand and the dark. You have been asleep for 2 years. But before the dark, there was the wait. You started as an egg, orange, smaller than a grain of sand, glued to the stem of a desert shrub in the dry heat of southern Africa. Your mother did the only thing she will ever do for you. She packed you in a layer of her own excrement, wet, olive green, sticky. It dried into a hard brown shell, and from the outside, you looked like a bump on the bark. A bird landed 3 inches from you. It didn't see you. That was the point. You crack out into sunlight, and you are soft, translucent, smaller than a comma on this page. You have legs. You have mouthparts. You have no armor, no wings, no poison. Everything around you can eat you. Ants patrol the branch in columns. Wasps scan the leaves. You don't know what any of them are. You don't know what you are, but something in your body knows what to do. You eat. You chew through the leaves of the shrub beneath you, and as you eat, you excrete. And instead of dropping your waste, you keep it. You reach back with your hind legs and scoop the wet, green mass upward, packing it onto your own back, layer by layer, meal by meal. You build a dome of your own feces on top of yourself, and you carry it everywhere you go. The weight. It never leaves. Every time you move along a branch, you haul it. Every time you feed, you add to it. An ant rushes toward you, mandibles open, and hits the shield instead of your skin. It recoils. The smell, the texture, the sheer foulness of it, everything backs off. This is your life for weeks. Eat, excrete, pack, carry. The weight gets heavier. Skip forward. You are bigger now. Third molt. The shield on your back is tall and dark and caked in layers. You've survived every predator on this branch. Not because you can fight them. Not because you can outrun them. Because nothing wants to touch you. Then something changes. The instinct to eat slows. The instinct to dig takes over. You shed the weight. For the first time in your life, your back is bare. You drop from the branch to the desert floor and you start to dig. Down through dry sand. Through packed earth. Past roots and stones and the skeletons of things that came before you. A full meter beneath the surface. 3 feet of darkness above your head. You stop. You mix the sand around you with the secretion from your body and build a small, sealed sphere. An egg-shaped room. Just big enough to hold you. You seal yourself inside. The dark. No sound reaches you here. No light, no wind. The temperature holds steady while the surface above bakes at 120 degrees and freezes at night. You don't eat. You don't move. Your body enters a state that is something closer to paused. Not dead. Not alive the way you were. Just waiting. You can stay like this for years. You don't know that. You don't know how long a year is. Something in you simply stops, and the dark holds you, and you wait for a signal you can't name. Skip forward. You never got the signal. Something else found you first. Weeks ago, up on the branch you used to live on, another beetle was watching. Same size, same color, same shape. But it wasn't you. It evolved to look like you, so it could get close to the things you eat, live where you live, and wait. It laid an egg near where you dropped to the ground. When its larva hatched, it was tiny, fast, built for one purpose. It tracked you through the sand, down the meter-deep shaft you dug. It found your sealed cocoon, and it slipped inside before the walls hardened. Now it is in the dark with you. It latches onto your back. Its mandibles pierce your skin, and it begins to drink. Not fast, not enough to kill you, just enough to keep itself alive while keeping you alive too. Week after week, in total darkness, it drains your blood. You can't move. You can't fight. You can't dig your way out of the tomb you built with your own body. The dark gets quieter. You get smaller. By the time it finishes, you are a dry, hollow shell. The thing that drank you is fat, healthy, and full of the poison your body spent its whole life making. It pupates inside your coffin. It emerges carrying everything you were, except more of it. The parasite becomes deadlier than the host. But say none of that happens. Say you are one of the ones who waits in the dark, and the signal comes. Moisture seeps through the sand. Your body unlocks. You pupate. You grow legs, wings, a hard shell. You claw up through a meter of earth and break the surface into blinding light. You climb the nearest shrub. You find another of your kind. You mate. You eat. For a few short weeks, you are a small brown leaf beetle, sitting on a desert branch in the sun. You have no idea what you are. You don't know that the indigenous hunters scanning the sand beneath your branch right now are looking for cocoons just like the one you crawled out of. You don't know that for thousands of years, they have dug up your kind, crushed the larvae between their fingers, and smeared the fluid onto the shafts of their arrows, never the tip. Because even a scratch would kill the hunter too. You don't know that when one of those arrows hits a giraffe, the molecule in your blood locks onto every red blood cell it touches. Calcium in the animal's bloodstream flips a switch in the toxin. The molecule punches a hole straight through the cell wall. Potassium floods out. Sodium floods in. The cell explodes. Then the next one. Then the next. 75% of the animal's blood supply detonates from the inside. The giraffe walks for 5 days. 70 miles. Its muscles seize. Its kidneys fail. Its lungs pull air that does nothing. It drops in the sand. The hunters follow the tracks to find it. The weapon that did this was a larva the size of a rice grain, buried 3 feet underground, asleep in a ball of sand. That was you. You didn't attack anyone. Someone killed you, and your death burned their skin. And then there are the ones who die by the millions for a sin they didn't commit. You are a blister beetle. Your larvae eat grasshopper eggs. You are beneficial. Necessary, quiet pest control beneath the soil. But as an adult, you swarm across flowering alfalfa fields to feed and mate. Your body produces a compound that melts the protein zippers holding skin cells together. A tractor rolls through the field. A mower with crimping rollers catches hundreds of you at once. Your bodies crack. A yellowish oil leaks out and soaks into the fresh-cut hay. The hay gets pressed into bales. The bales get shipped to stables. A horse eats 4 to 6 grams of your crushed remains, about the weight of a nickel, mixed into a mouthful of hay it doesn't know is poisoned. The compound burns through the lining of its stomach, its intestines, its bladder. The horse colics, seizes, and dies. You were dead before the bale was tied. The horse dies weeks later. And neither of you ever knew the other existed. 112 kilometers. That's how far a giraffe walks on legs full of detonating blood cells after a single arrow, coated in the blood of a single larva dug from a single cocoon buried in the Kalahari sand. 5 days of walking. 5 days of breathing air that does nothing. 5 days of a body shutting down from the inside, one cell at a time, while the hunter follows at a distance and waits. 5 days. 70 miles. One beetle. The sand hunters who've used this poison for thousands of years say they never celebrate the kill. They track the animal in silence. They find it where it fell. They use every part. They remember every one. There are over 400,000 known species of beetle on this planet. 1 out of every 4 animals alive right now is a beetle. They carry bacterial bioweapons. They run blind at half the speed of sound. They survive being crushed by cars. They melt skin with their own death. They shatter their own skulls with their own jaws. They carry their own waste on their backs just to live long enough to bury themselves alive in a tomb that might become their coffin. And most of them will never be seen by a single human eye. But there is one more thing that lives in the dark, underground, surrounded by things trying to eat it, except this one doesn't carry poison. It carries something heavier. Next time. Skip forward. Not in time. In species. You are something else now. Smaller, faster, the ground blurs beneath you. You are a tiger beetle. And you have a problem. You run at 120 body lengths per second. Scaled to a human, that's 700 kilometers per hour, half the speed of sound. You are the fastest creature on the planet relative to your size, and every time you sprint, your world goes dark. Not because something covers your eyes. Not because you close them. Because you move so fast that your brain cannot capture enough light to form an image. At top speed, you go completely blind. So you stop. You slam to a halt. Vision snaps back. You locate your prey an ant 4 inches ahead. You lock on. You sprint. Blind again. Your existence is a strobe light, bursts of sight between stretches of nothing. To navigate the nothing, you hold your antennae rigidly in front of you, angled in a perfect V, exactly 1.5 millimeters off the ground. When one clips a pebble, a root, a blade of grass, the vibration fires through your nervous system, and you tilt your body upward, vaulting the obstacle without ever seeing it. You catch the ant. You bite down. And you hold back because your jaws carry 10 newtons of force, and if you bite with the tips instead of the base, the The stress on your own skull increases by 16%, enough to shatter your own face. So you reduce your bite by 18%. You eat with the restraint of something that could destroy itself with its own mouth. Now, you are something else again. Wider, flatter, slower. Your wing covers fused shut millions of years ago. You haven't flown in your entire evolutionary history. You are a diabolical ironclad beetle. And you traded speed for something else. A car tire rolls over you on a dirt road. 149 newtons of force presses down on a body 2 centimeters long. Inside your shell, a seam runs down the center of your back. Under a microscope, this seam is a row of interlocking jigsaw puzzle pieces. As the weight increases, the pieces flex, stretch, and distribute the force laterally across your entire body. Nothing cracks, nothing breaks. You survive 39,000 times your own body weight. The tire passes. You walk away. But there is a beetle whose death causes more suffering than its life ever could. You are small, reddish-brown. You look like an ant. Inside your body lives a passenger bacterium that manufactures a chemical you could never make on your own. Gram for gram, this chemical is 12 to 15 times more potent than cobra venom. 1 nanogram per milliliter will stop a human cell from dividing. Forever, you don't sting. You don't bite with any real force. The chemical sits quietly in your blood, and it only becomes a problem when someone kills you. Monsoon season. A fluorescent light glows in the window of an apartment in Lahore. You can't resist it. The light pulls you across the field, through the humid air, against the glass. You crawl under a doorframe. You land on skin. The human doesn't wake up. Not yet. You walk across their neck, their cheek, the bridge of their nose. Then the hand comes. A reflexive swat, half asleep, and your body cracks open against their face. Your blood seeps into their pores. The chemical enters the skin. Within hours, the cells along a thin line, the exact path your crushed body smeared, stop replicating. The tissue dies. A streak of blistered, raw, weeping flesh appears, and it will take weeks to heal. In some districts of Punjab, 26% of the population carries these marks during monsoon season.